Hello everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Infiniti, and if you don't know, I'm the face, the voice, and the hands behind all the content here under Infiniti Crafting Co. and the website InfinityCraftingCompany.com. Welcome to channel chat 112. I guess there's a lot to unpack at this channel chat. So, first off, it's been a minute since I've done a channel chat, so you have to forgive my, I don't know. Last time I was here, I do believe that was the yarn bowl video, and I haven't done another yarn bowl video since then, but they are still in the works. Right now I am going through a bunch of glazing and just trying to figure out which firing, like which pieces are going into which firing, and all that fun stuff. So also heading into finals weeks, or the last couple of weeks of school. So you know, usually I mesh those together and consider those last couple of weeks finals weeks, quote unquote, because that's what it feels like. But anyway, happy April, everybody. I have a little checklist of things I want to go over today, so I'll be glancing down from time to time. So today, first and foremost, I want to welcome all the new faces to the channel. There are quite a few of you, as always, and I am excited that you have decided to hop aboard for my various types of content that I'll be putting out. As I stated previously, it's like finals weeks, so it gets a little rocky in these last few weeks of school, and I'm trying to record stuff and edit stuff and get it up for you guys, but you know, life. So today you get a channel chat instead of a tutorial, and then we'll see about tomorrow. I will be working over the weekend, of course, on my various projects and trying to get stuff out there for you guys to watch, since you guys enjoy it so much, or at least I think you guys do. Keep pouring in, so I just assume. First and foremost, if my setup looks a little different, I look like I'm sitting up a little bit higher, I've been kind of thrifting little ways to improve my own studio experience. The chair that I had been using for the last 5 years was not the most comfortable chair, and you know, I found myself at a thrift store. Little not so known fact about me, I like to thrift things. But anyway, I found this chair for $10, and it's up pretty high. It sat up much higher than my table did. So I thought that somewhere I had these risers in my house. They're usually for beds, but you can really use them for tables or anything else. And I was like, because I knew I had a set before that I used for when I did my paintings to keep them from sticking to plastic and all that, but couldn't find those, and I couldn't find the ones that I thought we had, so I asked my dear grandma, and she pointed me in the right direction. So I was able to raise my table up, and it's really great because now I can kind of stand at my table if I wanted to, and either type things or crochet things or knit swatches if I wanted to, but I can also sit comfortably in this new chair. It looked like it was an old dining room chair, right? I should show you guys this chair. So this is what it is. So now, you know, I no longer use the very old deer chair. It's now upstairs where it belongs. And I can have a happier time over here when I'm recording content and tutorials and stuff, because doing those tutorials takes hours. So, you know, you want somewhere kind of cushy to sit when you are sitting up and recording all that stuff. But anyway, so if it looks a little different, if it looks a little brighter, angles are a little better, that's why. I put out a blog post recently, put out a couple blog posts recently, but this one in particular, I wanted to just make mention. I am trying something new with the channel. For those of you who've been around for at least the last year or so, you'll know that I made the decision to take my craft business full time. So, you know, I've been putting extra into upgrading and kind of evolving my patterns to include video tutorials. So from here out, if you hear me say, oh, if you like how I teach on YouTube, you'll love how I teach in my patterns, then that's why. And I'll be posting little pictures of the patterns and stuff that I've made in the community tab, along with community polls and all sorts of fun stuff that I've been doing lately. And I'm actually really proud of myself for keeping up with it, because it's always, semesters are always hectic, but this one has been especially, I guess, stressful in a way, because one of the classes that I've been taking, I had to pass it with a B. Otherwise, I wouldn't get my credential that I've been working so very hard for. So, now that that part's over, I feel confident enough to sit back and record a vlog or a podcast. That was the point that I was going to get to before I took the long way around, which is common here. But anyway, so the big thing is, like I said, taking this thing full time and just really finding things that my community enjoys while building up my website and things like that. I decided to use YouTube's new feature to make the channel chats into podcasts. So before, I really didn't know how to categorize the channel chats. I've always felt like they were this really informal, vloggy type thing, but I mean, really, so many words. Aren't podcasts just kind of up for interpretation? It's a lot like art in that way, I personally think. So I've recategorized the whole playlist, and now, it's here. So in the blog post, I don't remember everything I typed, but I know eventually I want to start including live streams. So some of these podcast episodes could be live when I have more downtime. And then I want to do Q&As. Just something I've been trying to kind of do over the last 5 years, but I don't get enough questions in. Like, I might get one, or more often than not, I get a bunch of crickets and no commentary. So that's something I want to build towards, but I want it to be kind of, community? I want to say community run, for lack of better words. But I definitely want it to be something that is driven forward by the engagement of my community. So if you ever, have questions about stuff, any random thing really, I am open to answering them, especially in the beginning here, where I'm sure I won't have that many questions. It's just a chance for me to do shout outs and answer stuff and engage with you guys the way that I really want to, which is really great over the summer months, because I do have some downtime, and I'll get to talking to you guys about my summer plans in probably the next channel chat, because I have quite a few plans for this summer. But again, there's no classes in the summer. I don't take classes in the summer anymore. It's not worth it. So yeah, channel chats are a podcast now. So again, I don't plan on becoming stiff or anything with it. I just want to continue to have these cool conversations with you guys and answer your questions and just be myself, So more of this, because at the end of the day, I can't do any of this without the support of my community and my various groups in different places. It's just interesting to me, because it's been 5 whole years since I started down this path, and I always say it, but I never expected to grow to this point. It started off kinda as a fun thing, but also kinda part of my business model. I wasn't very sure in the beginning of my shift online, but as I've continued to create things and design things and then start this channel, I did a lot in 2018 as I've sat back and kind of pivoted lately. I realized that 2018 was just a lot, and it started in the summer when I took a graphic design class, and I was like, ooh, that's when my logo was born, and that's when I started designing my website and just working on various things. And then I released my Santa hat pattern, which happens to be my most popular pattern ever, especially when I had my Etsy shop going. That was the sales for that one in the winter get interesting, because I'll look at my graphs and all year it's just a flat line, and then in the November, early December region, I just get this huge spike. So that was kind of fun to see, but that's my most popular pattern, and it's 5 years old, which is wild. And then by let me see, October, I started this channel, started uploading on October 1st, and just really kind of maneuvering through the space. So, I feel like I've grown a lot and I've learned a lot over the last few years. But at this point, I'm looking ahead because I have a year before I graduate, and, I really want to get things moving in a way that I can continue to, or start really focusing more on creativity. Because, like right now, sure, I'm creative. I put tutorials out, I put projects out. But usually, how do I want to say that? I think this was noted for me, especially in 2020 when I had all that downtime. If I don't have to worry about a lot of other outside factors, it gives me more of an opportunity to really kind of map things out and put out content that I enjoy, you guys enjoy, that kind of thing. So your support is always appreciated. I want to also find ways to incorporate that. So like my supporters that like buy patterns or send me coffees and stuff, I'm working on my editing skills. Okay, that's an always thing. But I'm thinking like doing an end credit to my videos where I just kind of give everybody a shout out there. There's this one effect that I'm trying to figure out, and if I can just get that done, that would be so great. So I can feature you guys, because you guys are awesome and like the backbone of everything. Especially this last year, because this last 12 months has been ridiculous. But anyway, so that's always appreciated. It's always loved, and I just want to thank everybody out there for being a part of Infiniti Crafting Co. in some way, whether you're just subscribed or you're signed up for the website. Which, you know what, great segue into the other part of this video. So I added a new newsletter sign up page to the website. It's streamlined, but I did it for that reason, and also because so many things are about to pop up that I've been working on behind the scenes, and I haven't said anything about it, to my credit. So I'm looking forward to announcing that, and then, people can easily find that. They can put in their little information at the bottom and, submit it. Personally, I don't send out newsletters every month, which is probably a fault, but either I don't have the time, or I don't have an update. Like, I'll sit there and I'm like, I should write something this month, but I don't have updates every month. The most you'll probably hear out of me are like automated notifications for when my blog posts go live, so you don't miss out on the stuff that I'm putting out over there. Because if I'm quiet over here, if I'm quiet on Instagram, which I'm not as active there right now as I had been last year, but again, that's just time constraint right there. But just all the little happenings that are going on in the studio, or in the art studio, as it were. All those things. I also tend to put out little flash deals and things like that exclusively on my newsletter. So, those are reasons to sign up for the newsletter if you're interested in Infiniti Crafting Co. in that regard. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that that's out there. It's very simple. It's not hard to sign up for it, and it just lets me know that you guys want to see my content on a deeper level. So I'm excited about that. Things seem to be going swimmingly. Nothing glitched out on me after I did the update, so that was pretty great. What else was I going to talk about today? You ever write something down and then you go back to read it and it's like, what language is this? I don't know, and it's really just going off script. I never have a script, but just going off script here, it's really something interesting that I noticed about my generation. We have this weird half cursive writing, so, and I have a really bad habit of doing it. Like, I'll start off writing in cursive and then it trails into print, but my print is kind of fancy, and then I go back into half cursive, and it's kind of funny. But anyway, my next point was that most of you know I relaunched my website. I relaunched my merch shop at the beginning of 2023. This was kind of in celebration of the 10K that we hit at the end of December. That was always my thing. Before, they had a requirement where you had to have 10,000 subscribers before you could have your merch shop on your channel, and then the little bar below the videos, which I'm sure you can see right now. But right before I hit 10K, they removed that requirement agreement, and I was like, well, I'm still gonna wait. So that's what I did. And so probably twice a month for the most part so far, I've been putting out new designs. I'm actually wearing one of them if I get up, you know. I'm actually wearing one of them, and this one is the "You don't have to be crazy to crochet with me, I can teach you" shirt. I put out a reel, a reel on Instagram, wearing it, but this one makes me so happy because I actually teach people how to crochet, and so, you know, it's fitting. So I'm excited about this. You can get it on shirts or hoodies. I think I also have like the weekender totes. They're like 23 by 13 or 24 by 13 or something like that. Forgot. I looked up the measurements the other day and it left me. But anyway, so those are out there for people. Right now, Mother's Day is coming up, so that design has been put out, and that was, not only was it really pretty and fun to do, and really kind of tested out my illustrator skills, I was able to incorporate knitting into this design. So there is a Knit Mom design in the merch shop right now, and I am planning for this to be one of many of the knit related themes. The thing is, I know that a good chunk of my audience are crocheters, and that was kind of my first love, so I've just been kind of going heavy on the crochet designs. Plus, in a way, they feel easier to do. I really want time to sit back and do the knit designs well, so I've been kind of avoiding them a little bit up until this point, so just give me a little time, grace and mercy on that, and maybe they'll roll out by the end of the year. Maybe they'll roll out more so into next year. Who knows? Who knows where this whole thing will go? I had one passion project this semester, and it was a crochet project. It was a crochet project, and it came about because one of my classmates came up to me, and she's like, "Infiniti, guess what?" And I'm like, what? And turned out she was pregnant, and she was super excited. She found out she was 8 weeks pregnant, and I'm like, "Oh, that's so cool, congratulations." And I had the strangest feeling that it was a boy. I'm really good at kind of guessing things about people, which is odd. It weirds people out sometimes, so I just don't say anything. And so I just waited. I'm like, I'm going to figure this out. And I kind of picked out the yarn on my shelf for my project because I planned to go all in and make her a heirloom set. She announced that she was pregnant. I was like the second person to know. And then I went about picking out the yarns on my shelf for the project I wanted to start because I wanted to go all in. There we go. Just when I was coming up, I didn't have a baby box or a scrapbook or anything. I don't too much think I have any baby pictures or anything like that. And I'm very sentimental. So, like, I like to spread that joy to other people. And so typically if I find out somebody's having a kid, I'll make them a set or I'll make them a blanket or something like that. And lo and behold, she came about and she told me, she's like, "You're the second person to know." And she's like, "I'm having a boy. I thought it was going to be a girl, but it's a boy." So I was like, say less. And so she does not know about this project, nor is she subscribed to my YouTube channel, so I don't have to really worry about her seeing this beforehand. But I set out to make her this set. I didn't have time for the booties. I was so sad about that, but I did make her hat, and I made a blanket, and I thought I had this ribbon in my studio somewhere, and I found it in my notions basket. So I was able to coordinate the blanket with the bag, which I love doing. Something about me, okay, really quick, I'm going to digress again. I like to kind of coordinate and design things, which probably isn't a shock at this point, but I remember back in the day before, so about probably 6 or 7 years ago now, before I started Infiniti Crafting Company as it is now, I would do local commissions, and when I delivered my bags, I would go get bags and I would go get tissue paper and I would just deck it out to where it would coordinate with whatever it was they ordered. And it was just a really great thing for me. I loved it so much. So when I get to do little things like this, I also go about doing this. Last semester when I got commissioned for a water bottle sling, I also coordinated it. I got black gift bags and kind of coordinated the tissue paper with the project, and it was really cool, and I think it's a nice personal touch. People really like it, so I do that. I also try to do that with my online orders, though obviously I'm not delivering it in a gift bag, but I try to make it more aesthetic, so it's just the extra aha moment. But I was so excited to finish this off, and I had just recently gotten leather tags. And they come with hardware, and I didn't want that for obvious reasons on my baby set, so I got square ones made from this shop on Etsy. I did a maker shout out on my website, so if you wanted to check them out, you could. But I got that so I can sew it down in the little corner, and she'll always remember that Infiniti made it. But it matches the bag, so it's a little bright here on camera, but I'm excited about packaging this up. But I definitely wanted to do this channel chat and show this off before I bagged it up and sent it away or gave it away. But yeah, I don't know. The weather is messing with my voice, guys. Here in the good old Midwest, one day it's 40, the next day it's 80. So sorry, but I can't really talk. And it doesn't help because I'm already a quiet person. You guys can't really tell here on camera because the camera picks up my voice a lot better. And then when I go in and edit, if I'm too quiet, I will raise my voice level on the computer so you guys can actually hear what I'm saying. So, again, my bad. But yeah, so this is probably my favorite thing that I've done all year. I just forget how small babies are, and so by the time I get done with the set, either making the hat or the booties, I just think everything's so darling. So, yeah, in some ways I've had more time to crochet, but I just opted to do that big project, and that's going to be my feel-good project for the year. I've also made other things in addition to doing the tutorials. But you guys can comment down below and let me know if you like all the extra content, because at one point I was doing like Tunisian Tuesdays where I do Tunisian crochet stitches, but then I just kind of lost fire for it, and I think the overwhelm kind of set in, which if anything, I am ambitious, and so I will overplan things and kind of wear myself out with it, but after a lengthy break of doing 2 videos a week, I've kind of fallen back into the thing of doing 3 videos a week. So you have to let me know if you like that content schedule, if you like the timing of it. Let me know in the comments below. And you can see about kind of changing things around if you guys don't like the Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday thing. What else have I done here in the studio? I ended up getting another shelf so I can kind of spread my yarn out a little bit more. Like, it doesn't look like it's more spread out from behind me, but I think the goal for the summer would be, or is to change a little bit. Where I am, like right now, this cubby hole I'm in now, my shelves are perfectly nested between the little bump out I have over here and the wall, and I like that, but I also wouldn't mind kind of spreading things out and maybe being on another wall. I don't know. I go through a whole rearrangement thing every so often, and so I'm just trying to map that out also. So I don't know, feels nice. I don't know. What else did I do in this studio? I don't know. That would be another thing. Okay. Got my brain cells together. So, you guys, like I said, I like to thrift shop, especially through here. Well, I've always liked to thrift shop, but like especially right now while I'm going through everything with the dentist and trying to get my teeth fixed. Going on, what was that, September when I fell? October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So we're going into 8 months now of me having a broken front tooth, and doing everything. So anyway, I like to thrift shop because it's cost effective. So books are included in this thing for the most part. And so I went on eBay and I found this knitting book for like $8, and it made my whole week. And when it showed up, because it looks almost brand new, it's just knitting stitches. I have the knitting stitch Bible on one of these shelves, and it's great. It has lots of knit stitch patterns in it and all that, and I have unfortunately stumbled across a few that I want to design with. I found a stitch that is incorporated in my favorite little cardigan that I like to wear around the house, but that cardigan looks like it's been through life, so I wanted to make my own. Of course I have is it like one weight yarn, kind of the same yarn that I used for the Genesis top that I'd gotten from Hobie. I'm gonna still assume it's called Hobie until I'm corrected. Some people call it Hobby, but I have some of their Black Friday yarn. It's very bright shades of green, and I want to recreate said cardigan, where one, it fits better, and looks better. So I think that'll be a fun project to get to eventually. More than anything, though, I think I'll be working on, again, my patterns and adding the videos to them this year, as opposed to designing new things and just trying to make my existing product line a lot better. So there's that. I've also been making crochet water bottle holders. People really seem to like them a lot. Whenever I'm out, I get a lot of compliments on them, and people ask me if I sell them, and I'm like, I sell the patterns for them. But as it were, a lot of people aren't interested in making things themselves, which, fair enough, it's a lot of work, but I just didn't have that particular thing in inventory. I have a lot of things in my inventory, but not those. So I'm making a few. I tried to make a American flag one, but it came out really long. Well, I suppose it depends on your water bottle, but it feels like more of a wine bottle holder than a actual water bottle holder. Though I do know some people with super tall water bottles, but I'll probably put this in the shop, but just keep in mind that it's super long. It was meant for a 32-ounce water bottle, but I actually slid a wine bottle into this and it fit perfectly fine also. So if you have a tall water bottle, woohoo. I want to revisit that concept though, and maybe make the stripes at the bottom a little more narrow. And I don't remember if I used a bigger hook for this one. Maybe I did for the body of it, and so I'm going to just play around with gauge a little bit on that particular variation. But these other ones that I've made, I haven't sewn them together. This one's for a 64-ounce water bottle. I ran a community poll last week. As it turns out, most people carry like a 32-ounce water bottle, which, fair enough, you know, not everybody needs to carry around a canteen. I happen to carry around a canteen. So anyway, I made the strap that I'll eventually sew on. You guys might remember the ones that I showed off earlier in the month. They have my little tag on them, and I don't know if I want to do that again. I'm not sure. I might though, because otherwise I don't really have any branding on my items in that capacity. One thing about doing vlogs is that camera batteries don't like me. But anyway, currently I am working on a 32-ounce version of that. And like usually if I'm going to sit up and make these, I'll make more than one at a time, so that I can see how I like different variations of the color pattern. So the one I did last year, I made two that had the black on it, which was fun. It was a different type of cotton that I used, and it was very pleasant to work with. Wish I could remember what it was, but anyway. So this go round, I have the dark purple on the bigger one at the bottom, and I also had a little bit of lavender left over, which happened to also be in the variegated cotton that I had. So I like this one, But then this one is more of a two-tone with that variegated cotton and the deep purple. So I am nearly halfway done with this one. This one's for 32 ounces. So those are a couple of things that I want to put in my shop for the summer update. For the most part, that summer update will include the stuff that I have made in ceramics. So, and that's exciting in itself, and I'll probably fangirl over that more so in the next channel chat as I start to get things out of the fire. But about 70% of the items that I'm getting fired this go round will be wood fired, and I am elated because it makes it's a rare opportunity. Okay, not everybody has a wood kiln because they are so involved, and you know, you have to keep chucking wood into them and all that. It's not, I would say it's fun and it's not fun at the same time, but it's a very rare opportunity. I think like the next closest one, apart from the one that my stuff is going to, is probably in North Carolina somewhere. So it's exciting for that experience, and it's also exciting because it makes your items more high grade when they're wood fired, because you get some really unique effects and strengths of the material when it comes out of the fire. Like I said, I'll fangirl about the whole pottery thing probably in the next channel chat, because this one's probably gone on too long. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you liked this podcast, you want to see more channel chats more frequently in the future, you have to let me know in the comments down below. If you're already subscribed, thank you for sticking around and tuning in and watching. If you're not subscribed and you keep coming back to my channel, you know, you should just hit that red button. You know, if you're on YouTube, if you're watching this on Rumble, you should just hit that green button. I promise that I teach more than I talk. So if you want to support the content outside of just subscribing, then of course you can sign up for the newsletter. You can share my patterns in your pattern groups or whatever, and just kind of get more crafty eyes on them, because this is something that I really have my heart set on growing out, and I hope that you guys will want to grow along with me as I continue this craft business journey. I think that is all I had for today's update, and until next time, guys, happy making. Hey everybody, this is Infiniti with a post-podcast update. After the near finalization of this episode, I got some amazing news. So bear with me here. I need you to do two things for me. The first being, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. If you're watching this on either YouTube or Rumble, you can just go to the bottom of this video and hit the subscribe button. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you turn the notifications on so you don't miss out on my content anytime it goes live. The second thing, I need you to pay close attention. That second thing, down below, either in the description or in the top comment, I have listed everything that I've mentioned in this podcast episode, so in case you want to check something out, you can. But most specifically, I recently put out a blog post giving you guys a sneak peek into the things that came out of the gas kiln. Like literally the next day after I recorded this video, we had things to come out of the firing, and I was so excited about it. I set out to put up a blog post, so you can check that out and see pictures of all the new vases and yarn bowls that came out of that particular firing. If you enjoy it, please scroll down to the bottom of that blog post and leave a heart on it, so I know that you are anticipating this release as much as I am. And again, consider signing up for that newsletter so you don't miss the launch date, because I will be announcing to my subscriber list first. That is all I have for the day. Thank you for watching again, and until next time, happy making.